What's going on, guys? So I just got back from a day out and about with my wife, and I had a package in the mail from a new, smaller indie company called Day 3 Fragrances. They reached out to me about a week ago, said they'd love for me to try out some of their fragrances, so they sent me a little sample pack in here. We're going to bust them open and see what's what. Seems legit. Very nice guy that runs the brand, and I didn't look at any scent profiles. I did look at the bottles and the names, and they have some nice kind of beachy, tropical themed names. I'm curious on if the scent profiles match. We'll bust it open and see. Stay tuned. Alright, so right off the bat, that gives me beach vibes. So let's see what all we have in here. We have a sticker with the logo for Day 3 Fragrances. I'll have their IG account linked below. That's the easiest way to get with them. That's actually how I spoke to them when they randomly hit me up. So we have 6, count them, 6 fragrances. So I'm going to go over at least 2, because there's 2 in particular that I like the names for. Del Mar, and I forgot how to pronounce the other one. There we go. Here is Del Mar. Put that one right here. And where's the other one? It's supposed to be like a tropical coffee fragrance. This is the one he was talking to me about. Here we go. I don't exactly know how to pronounce it. Let's see if we can do it together once it focuses. La Tacita de Cafe. Yep. La Tacita de Cafe, I guess is how you say that. And then the others is Lab Blend TDH, Lab Blend Rose, Midnight Whisper. That's the other one that's currently available. So we'll do the 3 that are available currently, I think. Conjurer. So there we go, Conjurer. So we're just going to do 3 at the moment, because I don't want to make this too long of a video, but we'll visit the 2 for sure that I was very interested in checking out. So let's start with the one that I'll have the bottle on screen for you guys. Love the look of the label. Obviously, it's some sort of coffee fragrance at its core. Very cute. Ooh. Very sweet and delectable type of coffee. Milky, creamy type of feel. Like a cafe latte type of smell. But there's something very fresh about it at the same time. Very fresh. Fresh with a nice, robust coffee note. Doesn't quite smell completely like a dark roast. It doesn't have that darker, almost burnt coffee type of smell. Because it's smoothed over with this creaminess, light sweetness. Something fruity in here as well. So let's pull up the notes. Okay, so here we go. Like I said, I'll have had the bottle on screen already, but I love the label. It's got a very tropical vibe to it. So prices start at $35 depending on the size. You can get 10 ml and 50 ml. And I guess you can get samples elsewhere on here. They're extrait de parfum. Let's read about it, shall we? Inspired by the warm, comforting smell of Dominican coffee, served on a late afternoon in a tiny, ornate cup with a spoonful of dark brown sugar, a small piece of warm cake. La Tacita de Cafe, I'm guessing that's how to say it, is simultaneously rich and resinous, yet light and clean. I can agree with that yet light and clean portion. It's freshening up just more and more. It's almost got like a zest to it. So, it's a dark amber fragrance and extrait de parfum concentration that somehow wears bright and uplifting. I can agree with that. The huge amounts of high-quality natural ingredients give La Tacita de Cafe beautiful complexity while keeping the spotlight on the Dominican coffee heart. Here, gourmand ingredients are perfectly complemented with smoky woods and resins, resulting in a luxurious, opulent scent with a sillage that makes a statement. This strikes an unusual balance between powdery sweet and resinous, Casual and classy, gourmand yet clean. Top is wild orange and spices. There's that fresh zestiness I was talking about. Heart notes of Bayanabe rose, Dominican coffee, caramel, and rum. Not a heavy dose of booze, but I kind of see where it's coming from. Base notes of Tonka Absolute, vanilla, amorous, sandalwood, brown sugar accord, and amber. It definitely has an ambery feel. It's not extremely smoky. It is bright and uplifting, like this story was saying. There's a zestiness to this orange and spices in the top, but it is all about the coffee. This is not run-of-the-mill coffee, but it's also not crazy challenging, strange coffee fragrance. It's very bright and easygoing. I could still see this being, even this though it's described as a late afternoon cup of coffee with a warm cake, I feel like this is brunch type of coffee in the morning, maybe even your morning coffee, because it's bright and uplifting. Very, very high quality as well. Nothing synthetic about this. There's a thickness to this aroma for sure. This is very lovely. This is very lovely, I gotta say. I feel like it's not too heavy for warm weather days, but I think it would definitely be better late afternoon, depending on how hot your climate is and how humid, because this might be a little too much in the high heat for sure. But in the evenings, it might be really nice, or a nice pick-me-up in the mornings. And then the fall season, I think this suits fall very well. It does have gourmand facets to it, but it's not too sweet. For having brown sugar, Tonka Absolute, vanilla, all these different notes, it's not too sweet. It's the right balance. I think it's done very well. This one's definitely really good. We'll give it a rating in just a little bit. We're going to go through these other two first, but La Tacita de Cafe, I'm guessing is how you say it. It smells pretty good. Okay, let's check out Del Mar next. This one, again, no clue. Sounds like a tropical type of name. So let's give it a good spray. Don't breathe through the nose just yet. Very tropical. Sunscreen. Coconut suntan lotion, like cocoa butter type of smell, almost. With a juicy citrus, too. And no, it doesn't smell like Virgin Island water. There's a saltiness here. This is sun-drenched, sunscreened skin by the beach. This is extremely tropical beach vibe fragrance. This is really good. This puts me in the mindset of being by the beach with some sunscreen lotion on, and not the spray-on kind either, the actual lotion, because it's got that thick cocoa butter creaminess type of smell to it. And sometimes a fragrance smelling like sunscreen can be very off-putting. That's not the case here. I like this even more than the first one. This is my jam. This is good, and this is strong too. My hand is glistening. Don't get me wrong. The other one's got a nice shine too. It's also got this saltwater accord going on here as it dries. I'm very curious on the notes here. Let me back out of this one and let's find Del Mar. There it is. There we go. Del Mar. Starting from $30, 10 ml and 50 ml. Del Mar opens with a blast of cool and refreshing lime. The heart is a blend of tropical white florals and a refreshing, airy heart accord, which makes this fragrance perfect for high heat wear. In the base, a combination of amber, musks, and coconut come together to create a rich, warm sand note. I can agree with that. It doesn't give me any more of a note breakdown. This one's an eau de parfum. That is what it is. So based on this, lime, an airy heart accord. I don't know what the hell that is. And the base is amber, musk, and coconut. So white florals and lime. And it definitely has a distinctive, almost tuberose type of touch to it as far as white florals. It's like a creamy floral because it has that cocoa butter type of feel. I'm telling you, it's got a salty sea breeze type of smell, like a saltwater type of accord going here. I don't know if that's 100% all that's in this fragrance, but that's how it smells to me. This is immensely tropical. There's no other setting I can think of other than a beach vacation for this. Unless you just want to be transported there with the aroma in your everyday life at work or casually or whatever, but definitely a high heat fragrance with a very high oil concentration. Good Lord. I really like this one. It doesn't smell deep and super complex, but it smells like there's more going on here than the notes given in this particular brief that I just read. I like this. It's definitely getting a little bit more ambery, but you're not losing that creamy white floral appeal. The coconut is doing a few different things here, but I'm convinced there's something that makes this saltwater accord because it does have an aquatic tone to it, a marine kind of feel more so than just aquatic. It's got that saltwater feel. This is really good. This is the one to beat for me, Del Mar. Okay, and the last one we're going to try in this video is Midnight Whisper. Okay, Midnight Whisper. Let's go right here on top of my wrist. Wow, that is immediately really, really bright. Let me give it a few more seconds. I want to be as accurate as I can be with what I think I'm smelling here. It's almost something a little leathery, chocolatey type of feel. Chocolatey leather. Could be cacao, something along those lines. Could not be any of that. Who knows? That's how it smells. Some spice. There's some darker nuances here. I feel like there's a little bit of rose here as well. This is a sensual scent profile for sure. Midnight Whisper. That's a good name. Now that I'm smelling the fragrance, that's a damn good name. It's very sensual, silky smooth type of, but it has darker evening appropriate nuances. There's a cuddly approach to this scent profile. It's warm, it's inviting and cozy. It's a little powdery. It's getting a little powdery pretty quick. This is sensual. I like this. This is a sexy scent profile. This is very unisex too. Wow. Okay. It got better and better because dare I say I like this more. Let's see. Here we go. Midnight Whisper. Extrait de Parfum. Midnight Whisper is a complex blend of crimson rose, so there is some rose, sandalwood, and bourbon with just a touch of vanilla. It's a long-lasting extrait de parfum available in 50 ml or a 10 ml glass travel size. Unisex. Yeah, so there you go. The bourbon makes sense. The rose makes sense. And if it's only rose doing this, it's a very powdery rose. It's a deep, thick, jammy type of powdery rose. It's thick but powdery. There's no fresh, like watery Turkish rose type of smell here. It's thick. That creaminess is clearly sandalwood and vanilla, I guess. It's not overly sweet. So the vanilla here is not much. Actually, I think it said just a touch, with just a touch of vanilla. Pretty accurate for what I'm smelling. This is kind of straightforward. What I read is pretty much exactly what I'm getting here. It doesn't state anything about being powdery, but it's definitely powdery. If you don't like powdery, steer clear. Might just be my skin chemistry, I don't know, but it's definitely a powdery fragrance. I like powdery fragrances. It's so that initial blast had a little bit of a chocolatey leather kind of cacao pod type of feel to it. And I'm not completely sold on there not being some type of leather accord being created here, some type of leathery facet, lab denim, something that's creating this smooth, very buttery type of leathery nuance in the background. Even though that's not listed, kind of how it comes across to me. Very sensual, but very situational. Granted, all three of these are actually pretty situational fragrances. I don't think any one of them is a signature scent. It's definitely part of a collection to give you some variety for different stages and facets of your day or of your week and so on. Because this is clearly your dinner date fragrance. Del Mar is clearly your casual day off fragrance. And the coffee fragrance could definitely be a nice evening wear. I don't see it as a great daytime scent other than like a, a nice brunch on a relatively mild day where it's not too warm. I think all three of these are unisex. There's nothing inherently super feminine or extremely masculine about any of these, except for maybe the rose fragrance. I could see this being Midnight Whisper being a little bit more feminine leading because it's such a powdery rose dominant fragrance. But I think it's lovely personally. These three are actually very good. Let's give them some ratings. So now we've had some time to dry with La Tacita de Cafe. I'm assuming that's how to say it, but it's definitely dried down to more of a blonde, creamy wood. Like it's veering away from the darkness of the coffee. It's still there, but it's not at the forefront anymore. It's like a creamy wood, soft wood type of feel. A little bit of amber. I think a lot of people will really like this, especially those that like coffee fragrances. I think this one is at minimum 7.5 out of 10. Very good. This is a damn good fragrance. The label's a little misleading, honestly, because I felt like it would be much more of a tropical vibe. But the scent profile, it's definitely a very good soft coffee fragrance that's not too overbearing, but has a nice, like you can tell the sillage on this one is going to be lingering. It has a lot of oomph to it, a lot of strength in this scent. Because it's such a high oil concentration, yeah, 7.5 out of 10. Now, as far as Del Mar, this is the one that I would like to wear more often on a daily basis. But it's also nothing groundbreaking. I feel like there's designers that do this scent profile as well. But granted, the quality is definitely much greater than most of the other fragrances I can think of that remind me of this coconut, cocoa butter, sunscreen, aquatic type of vibe. It is very nice. I do really like this. I think it's just a tick lower than the coffee fragrance. I think Del Mar is a 7 out of 10. Again, still a very good fragrance. Just there's more to fall in love with the cafe fragrance versus this. This is a little bit more simplistic, but this is also an easier high heat type of wear. The more people will get daily wear use out of. Then last we have Midnight Whisper. So with this one, I can see this being extremely polarizing because if you don't like powdery rose, this was a terrible choice for you. But if you like that and you're looking for a sensual fragrance that definitely walks its own path really, it doesn't remind me of any one specific fragrance or really a genre of fragrances because it's an interesting blend that's not overly complicated, but it has a lot of sensual, soft and cuddly type of appeal to the scent profile. This is another one that's very, very lovely. I think this one's very good. I think this one's also a 7 out of 10. It's solid stuff. Nothing here has blown my mind. Nothing here is 8 or above, but nothing here is even better than good. They're all very good at minimum. So I'm very impressed with these three. Granted, there's 3 more to try, but I didn't want to make it too long of a video. Maybe we'll revisit the other 3 in a live stream upcoming. But for now, I think all 3 of these are 7, 7, and a 7.5. All very good fragrances. So again, that was Midnight Whisper. That was La Tacita de Cafe. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. And Del Mar, 3 of the offerings from Day 3 Fragrances, a little small indie niche house that reached out to me recently. Definitely digging these 3. If I had to pick just one, it's probably the coffee fragrance. That was the highest rated by 0.5 point, but that's the one that intrigues me the most. It changes the most, it has the most complexity, and it's just so smooth and easy to like. Definitely 3 really good ones. Like I said, thank you again to Day 3 Fragrances for sending these out for me to check out. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. How many of you have tried anything from them? Have you heard of these 3 fragrances? Like I said, I'll link their Instagram account down below if you want to go check them out. There's a link to their website. I'll have the website in the Instagram account, I guess, linked below to make it as easy as I can. Don't have any discount codes or anything like that. Just checking them out. He asked me if I was interested, and as a lot of you guys know, I love spotlighting small indie houses because a lot of these smaller brands are doing some really good work. And based on this first impressions, day 3, they're doing pretty good work. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these 3 that I tried from day 3 fragrances and give them a spray now, you're probably going to thank me later because pretty damn good. Have a good one, guys.